Now I've got the barrel receiver, which as you can see is absolutely caked with this Cosmoline, so I'm going to do a quick wipe down just to get it started, and I'll show you the barrel, which I don't know why I would do that. You can't really see much, but I'll show you how it's completely obstructed and with Cosmoline. And after the wipe down, I'm going to once again add a bigger pan, this time like a kitchen garbage can. I'm going to do the same exact thing I did with everything else, the soak, and then the treatments with the Mosin 9 and the COP. No real reason to do this. You cannot see through the barrel at all with the light at the end or not, doesn't matter. Just want to show you it is pretty clogged. I have wiped it down, just getting most of the real nasty stuff off, and it helped a lot actually. Okay, it's starting to get a little dark here, but what I've done, I've placed the barrel and receiver into really a small garbage can from the kitchen, plastic. I'm going to do the same thing with the hot water, and it won't cover the entire barrel, so what I'm going to do is I just flip it over a couple times. I'm going to put more hot water than that in. I'll fill it probably a little over halfway. Okay, just to show you what I'm doing, it's not quite halfway filled with water, but I'm going to tilt this to get as much of the metals I can in hot water, and I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. Probably 5-10 minutes total. Just want to show you when I took the rifle, flipped it over, these plugs came out. It's just Cosmoline, but they came out of the barrel when I flipped it over. Hot water's doing a really good job of removing the Cosmoline. Really good actually. So I'm going to leave it in there a little longer, flip it over a couple times, and then just go through the exact same process as I did before. Run a swab through it after just the hot water, then the Mosin 9, and then the COP. Okay, what I've done so far, I just took it out of the water. A lot of Cosmo in there. I just stuck a cleaning rod through with a patch on it, and that's what came out of the end of it. Just on the first pass going through that big glob of Cosmoline, huge. I'm going to take a look at the barrel right now without doing anything else, see how it looks. Actually, it's pretty incredible since I haven't cleaned this at all. That was just the hot water. You can already see the rifling. You couldn't see through there at all. It's not shiny. Whether it will be shiny when I'm done or not, I'm not sure. But you can see it's got decent rifling, and should wind up being a good shooter. Okay, so I finished everything with the barrel and receiver assembly. Came out really nice. All the Cosmoline is gone. It wasn't really difficult. What I did do at the end, after running the patches with the Mosin 9 and the done with the CLP, I decided to go ahead and just do a regular cleaning on the barrel. I ran a copper brush through the barrel probably a dozen times or so with bore cleaner, bore solvent, Mosin 9, and then I ran the patches through. I did that twice, another 12 runs through with the bore brush, copper bore brush, and then again with the patches, and I ran some CLP through with patches, maybe 6 to 10 of them, and it came out pretty clean at that point. It needed the bore brush. It was black at first. The bore came out nice. I'll show it to you now. It's not the prettiest bore. My other Type 53 is much nicer. It has a just mirror bright new bore. This one has definitely a shootable bore, and I'll show it to you now. Okay, I don't have a bore light, but I do have a flashlight I'm just going to shine in the end. This is the final bore product. Definitely got some rifling in there, and it should be a pretty decent shooter. Pretty happy with it for a $120 beater gun. The stock is a different story. I'll work on that now. It's ugly, and I can't make it pretty, but I'm going to get all the Cosmo off of it. Okay, just to show you the other end of the spectrum with regard to the bores on these rifles. This is the other Type 53 I have, and bought it from Bud's also, but the bore in here is absolutely beautiful. I did not run a bore brush. This was just the initial steps I told you, the heating up, the patch with the Hot Beast number 9, and the patch with the CLP, and this was the final product. So this one's really nice. The other one isn't close to this. This one's still ugly, but in far better condition. Okay, here's the stock and upper handguard with where the actual metal parts were of the rifle. It is just absolutely completely loaded with Cosmoline. Not sure you can tell with these pictures, but that is just completely filled. Maybe I'll shine the flashlight, see if you can see it any better. Okay, let's get it to focus now. All that in there, a lot right in that area, good amount in here, and up at the front, now a decent amount. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to take just a plastic spoon and scoop as much of that out as I can. There's also some there in the upper handguard on the inside. I'll just do a little bit of this on camera and then do the rest off. Just want to debulk it basically a little bit. As you can see, quite a bit coming out. And I'm just going to do this through different parts of the rifle before I try applying any heat. But as you can see, there's a lot there. And I'll do this a little bit and then I'll apply some heat. And what I'll do, I'm going to use a hair dryer, just heat up small portions at a time and use a paper towel to wipe it out. That's the first step I'm going to do to get this stuff out. This is kind of difficult. The stock is extremely ugly, but it will keep it from seeping out when you're shooting as the barrel heats up. Okay, maybe 2 minutes has lapsed. What I did is I took a paper towel, wiped through here, and just ran it through the area here that where the metal is touching, just completely filled. I first scooped it out with that plastic spoon. Did the same thing on the upper hand guard. Haven't done the outside yet at all. The outside is very dry in these rifles, different than the Mosin Nagants. But great deal is out. Even though it looks like it's out, it's not. When you heat it up, it just starts coming out. And this is the least fun part for me of doing these things. But most of it, the big chunks of it are out at this point. Now I have to deal with it. It'll probably take about a half hour of the hairdryer applied to this, and then just simply heating and wiping and heating and wiping and heating and wiping. Until you don't have a lot of seepage. Okay, this part I don't know of an easier way to do this. What I just do is hair dryer, turn some heat. Then just wipe, and you see it comes off. This you got to do for a while. It's not fun and it's not quick, but at least it's the only way I know how to do it. Okay, so there's the final product. It's still a very ugly gun. The wood, I don't think I'm going to refinish it. I might someday take on that project, but I just wanted to see what I could do with one of these beaters without putting any money into it. Just use what I had around the house. The action works really well. The trigger, nice trigger actually, and I'm happy for it for what I intended it to be. I tend to collect guns and keep them pretty more than shoot, but this will definitely be a shooter. I have some of this ammo around, a lot of it actually. It's the one ammo you can buy right now, 2013 Craziness, and I'm looking forward to shooting it. Really, it turned out just fine, so there is absolutely no beauty queen. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Action works very smooth. Everything's real clean. Trigger's actually, trigger's nice. I don't know what good this will do to show you. It'll play here, but once it's back, really just a nice, nice military trigger. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'd appreciate any comments you have, how to do this any better than I did. I'm no expert, but that's just the way I chose to do this one, and it really wasn't that hard. And I think it's a fun gun for $120 shipped. It is actually a lot of fun. Thank you.